lives in Hong Kong.
When it comes to Western cuisine, many of us would assume that the chef is a Westerner or have at least studied for a few years at a culinary institute in a Western country.
But nothing is impossible. As long as you have set your mind on culinary arts and willing to dedicate your time and effort to learn, you can be a chef of Western cuisine no matter where you come from.
With 26 years of experience in Italian and French cuisines, Chef Ken, a native of Hong Kong, has created a new set of cooking philosophy that combines high-quality local and Asian ingredients and Western cooking methods. His cooking showcases the sophistication of French cuisine while reflecting an extraordinary local style.
Enjoying the meal against the backdrop of the panoramic view of Victoria Harbour, this dining experience is going to be one of a kind.
Joyce, I know you fancy dishes that have elegant and chic presentation. Why don't we try this sea urchin?
Telford, you know me so well. This is so beautifully presented and it's very colorful. And I can also smell a little bit of that smoked applewood. Look, let's dig in.
Yeah. One of the sea urchin's creamy and tasty, and it's sweet with there's like a little smoky flavor. But what surprises me the most is the egg custard underneath it. It's just so smooth. It's amazing.
Telford, this Spanish red prawn linguine, Chef Ken told us to scoop out all the juice from the prawn head and then mix it in with the egg noodles before we try it.
I can't wait. Let's do it. Wow, the linguine soaks up all the flavors from the prawns. It's so delicious.
By the way, do you like pigeon? Look at how beautifully presented this dish is.
It looks like an art piece to me. It smells so nice, and I think it's going to be juicy and tender.
The pigeon meat is really tender, and I especially love how the skin is really crispy, and you can also taste a slight sweetness to it. Delicious.
The roasted pigeon we usually have are rather greasy and salty, but this one here has multiple flavors. Appreciate it. What I admire about Chef Ken is that he's so innovative, and you can feel his creativity from this dessert.
Oh, is that a bean curd sheet?
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. A French dessert mixed with local elements.
Ooh, it's very interesting. It's executed in a Western style, but it tastes exactly like the classic sweet soup of bean curd sheet.
What I like about this dessert is the bean curd sheets on the side, just making them so crispy and delicious.
A good view is a big plus to a meal. Joyce, it feels so relaxing and satisfying on the waterfront after indulging in such an incredible French meal.
Delicious food, amazing view, along with the sea breeze, that's one of the things which makes Hong Kong's dining scene truly unique.
There is roughly 6,500 spoken languages in the world today, so it can get quite difficult for people coming from different parts of the world to communicate. However, in the world of art, there is no such issue, because art transcends all languages and barriers.
Art is about communication and about emancipation. What I mean is that different people work together, come together, and accept each other. This is about tolerance, and as we see here at that work, it is about two people, one from Korea and one from Japan, being on an island that's actually disputed, but they understand each other. They do talk to each other, even they cannot understand each other's language, but they do accept each other's differences and do accept each other as the same, as emancipated. And I think that's very important in art, that we are tolerant towards each other, and that we are tolerant with each other's ideas and thoughts and beliefs.
To truly identify how art brings two different cultures together, this exhibition brings together a range of Asian and international artists and sets out to tackle assumptions and expectations in our notions of understanding within a larger field of cultural experience and exchange, as well as delving into the subtleties of artistic practice and the broader implications of artistic vision in art, culture, and the world. What do the countries of Singapore and Japan have in common when it comes to art?
And for us, it was important to invite two museums that have a good collection of performing art and also art that is a little bit politically motivated. And Japan, certainly in the 1950s, 60s, had a very strong performance culture, which came out of a certain political movement. And the same with Singapore. Singapore has a great collection of Southeast Asian art. And certainly there we also see a lot of performing and photography art. So we thought it's a good idea to bring these two museums together because they have kind of the same art collection but from different times.
Given that most of the art pieces here today in this exhibition can be considered as national level, how do we appreciate the art pieces?
Some of these works are really the treasures of the national collection. And the ones here behind us of Chiraga are actually two paintings. One is from 1961 and one is from 1962. Oh. And Chiraga was one of the main founders of an artist group called Gutai. And Gutai was the first performance art group that ever existed. And he started to paint not only with a brush and painter, but also with his fingers and with his feet. So these are actually, yeah. So these paintings are actually painted with his body parts, right?
But actually, are these pieces more emotional because there's more colors in it?
Yes, they're very emotional, but also certainly when you're basically hanging over a canvas and you try to paint with your feet, as what he did, you become quite emotional, dancey, and so on. In this exhibition, we talk a lot about performance art, video art, photography art, so all art kind of art forms that are not so celebrated in a normal museum context.
Not very conventional.
Yeah, not very conventional. And therefore, these Gutai paintings by Chiraga are really very early examples where museums started to collect something else than just painting. So even they look like paintings, they are basically the entry point through performance art and other art forms.
Tobias, can you tell us more about this very interesting art piece right here?
Yeah, that piece actually is an artist from Thailand, and he's very fascinated about the idea of the eclipse. So that moment that only appears in time once in many, many years.
At first, I thought it was Japanese influence because by the geometric shapes and also the color, it looks like origami.
It looks like origami. And it is not as planned as origami, because origami you really have to fold and so on. It's much more based on the idea of chance, because people in the olden days didn't know when the eclipse would happen. And every time it would happen, it would be that amazing feeling of, wow, we see something amazing. While origami certainly has this more an idea of, I give you something. But that's something nice, right? You give an artwork, you give an idea, and you give a feeling. And like you have that feeling here, like looking like a solar eclipse, or just looking at the stars, or just astonished or
and
romanticized
in
by
that
it.
moment.
Yeah, right.
For me, the most exciting thing about art appreciation is that even though it's the same art piece, we have different viewpoints when we look at it. My message that I get from the art piece may be very different from yours. I think that's what makes it interesting and meaningful.
After the break, visit luxury homes with green views. Stay stylish throughout the summer months. And meet one of the most aspiring young entrepreneurs in Hong Kong. Kong is an incredibly charming city that is always on the move. Though the dynamic city vibe is captivating to some, more and more locals are longing for a laid-back lifestyle. That's why there is a rising demand for suburb living, where people can live near the green as well as enjoy larger living spaces. Living in a city like Hong Kong, tranquility is the new luxury. Physical surroundings influence how we think, feel, and act. The kids' room here is not just well lit, the generous space and the playful design can also help inspire their creativity.
This room is just adorable with the playful designs and the whimsical furniture. It's perfect for any little kid.
Well, of course, this is supposed to be a dream home, so it has to cater to adults and kids alike. Now, speaking of good spaces for adults, the master bedroom here has a pretty sizable, exclusive private balcony.
Featuring 2 large windows, this master bedroom offers a sense of freshness and airiness. The minimalistic interior design allows the focus to remain on the lush greenery outside the window. After all, an ideal home is all about quality, not quantity. A place that fits your lifestyle and makes you feel good is all that matters.
Guys, don't you think that the weather in Hong Kong lately is just so strange? 1 minute it's like really hot, the next minute you're freezing. And thinking about what to wear every single day is getting more frustrating as summer is approaching.
I always have that problem. It's super tricky because Hong Kong is so hot and humid, but when you go inside, they always have the AC blasting, so it's really cold and there's a big variation in temperature. So it's hard to find something you can wear everywhere and still look good.
Summer is a great time to make scarves a wardrobe essential. Not only do scarves offer an extra layer that keeps you warm when you are in the AC, but they can also add a bit of color to a basic outfit, creating a fresh and different look.
我很喜欢用的手工围巾，为什么？因为时尚的围巾呢，配上去感觉比较时尚、优雅。然后呢，每一天我们觉得呢，围巾呢可以搭配你不同的衣服，可以出去的时候呢，感觉到你的整个形象都出来，很漂亮的。
A pashmina scarf can always add a touch of sophisticated glamour to anyone's look. It is a versatile accessory item that can be worn in many ways, bringing a layer of warmth to wrap around your shoulders and arms without having to wear a jacket, cardigan, or blazer. Since pashmina scarves come with a beautiful range of colors and patterns, you can easily find one that matches your outfit and makes it part of your look effortlessly. Drape it, wrap it, or wear it, the options are almost endless. One of the easiest and trendiest ways to wear and tie a pashmina scarf is to loop it. It keeps the scarf in place, even on windy days or during busy activities, and you can also take it on and off easily without complicated knots or bows.
Kashmir is arguably the most famous place on earth for producing Pashmina shawls. In that part of the world, traditionally, both men and women wear these shawls, but how they wear it really depends on the shawl itself. If the whole shawl is embroidered, then it's usually placed on the shoulders or wrapped around the whole body.
That's right. And if only the borders are woven or embroidered, usually it's worn around the neck like a scarf or tied around the waist.
"披肩"这个配饰呢，它是一种气质，是一种时尚，它具备了画龙点睛的效果。
The scarf has been nothing short of a power player in recent menswear seasons. For guys, when it comes to choosing a scarf, it's best to stick with more solid neutral colors, like gray, brown, and black, so that you can pair it with any clothing piece in the closet. Scarves can add a strong element of style, so if you're wearing patterned scarves, keep the rest of the outfit simple so that it won't compete with the scarf for attention. If wearing a scarf is something new to you, just start with the simpler styles. Keep an open mind and you'll see scarves are one of the guy's accessories that can turn a by-the-numbers look into something eye-catching.
After watching this segment, a lot of you probably have a question. Is my pashmina at home real? Actually, guys, there's a really easy test. Take one of your rings and pass your pashmina through it and then pull. If the pashmina passes through really easily, then most likely your pashmina is real. Why? Because the texture of real pashmina is soft and delicate.
And another secret about pashmina is the more you use it, the softer it becomes. So if you want to know the true quality of your pashmina scarf, just take good care of it.
Sunbathing on the beautiful sandy beach or catching up with friends for a drink is probably the most notable activity that people would do in Repulse Bay. But apart from all those, there is also another activity that we can do, which is visiting a friend at his luxury property. Wow, hi Derek.
Welcome, Farhan.
Thank you. Wow, your house is so pretty.
Thank you.
How long have you been living here for?
Around 10 years.
I like how the interior is very classy and bright, and it feels like there's a lot of space around here.
I like it bright as well. It's more energetic.
Did you pick a particular theme for the home?
Yeah, exactly. Like this window is from 1960, a very famous Japanese designer, and it's also the first window that's from the ceiling to the ground in Hong Kong.
Having gained a solid foundation of entrepreneurship from extensive experience across versatile business sectors, Derek has established his business in the esports industry. He aspires to raise local awareness for innovation and technology, as well as to develop a professional esports community in the Asia-Pacific region. In your opinion, why do you see esports as something that's more than gaming?
Esports is my life, and it brings dream to the new generation.
Did this start as a hobby, or how did it come about to become an investment?
10 years ago, there are 200 million gamers, and today there are 2.6 billion gamers. And gamers nowadays, they will spend in the game, and they will also watch people play games. With all these opportunities, I try to provide a platform for the passionate new generation to go for their dreams.
So for a player, like a world-class player like yourself, is there any difficulties to be searched on the internet? How do you win a ranking? How does it work for the player?
For a player, that is a very competitive industry. So they always have to upgrade themselves, their skills and their mentality to stay at the top. And as an investor, as myself, that we all have the same problem in this industry, which is we do not own the game ourselves. So we have to have the same interests aligned with the game developer, also to focus on our business.
Not only does Derek have a passion for taking the esports industry in Hong Kong to another level, but he also has another passion that we can find in one corner of his house. Outside, I see that there's a boxing ring.
Yeah.
Do you have boxing hobbies?
I started boxing 2 years ago because I joined a white-collar boxing thing.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you keep fit that way?
I try my best to.
And you ask your friends to come over for competition?
Yeah, sometimes.
Friendly competition.
Friendly fire, yeah.
Oh, I heard that you said you like caviar. Can you show me?
Let's go.
Okay. Derek, what makes you love caviar? And I see that you have a wide selection here.
Just name caviar is amazing. It's from Persian. It means power and glory. And the taste is very fresh and it just makes you feel good.
Okay, is there a proper way to eat caviar?
I'll first put it on your hands. We smell it.
We sniff it a bit?
We'll just taste it like how you do chocolate.
It's so savory and sweet at the same time, and it tastes very fresh.
If you look into like behind the can, it will tell you what fish is it. Sometimes it will be like beluga hybrid. It's a mix of fish, so it's not proper. So when we look at the caviar, we have to look at what kind of fish are we actually tasting. And another thing is like, how do they make it? How much salt do they put in?
The water.
The water, and what kind of farm.
There's
There's many worries that gaming might have a bad effect on the way we behave, or it can be a waste of time. But I think as long as we set our goals and achieve them, gaming as a career isn't a far-off dream.
That's all the time we have for this week's episode. If you want to find out more about what we have introduced, remember to log on to our website. In the coming weeks, we will continue to experience and enjoy life to the fullest. Whether you want to savor the best taste of the season, find ways to spend quality time with your loved ones, kickstart a healthier lifestyle, or see the world from a different perspective, we've got you covered. Join us again next time to find out more.